What's up, guys? I'm Stuk One. I'm from Rockford, Illinois. I'm here in Chicago on the Late Night Dive.
Late night dive, bitch.
Welcome to another episode of Late Night Dive. I am your host, Jacob Polhill, and today we got
Stuk One.
Stuk One. You don't want to put the government name out there?
Ryan. My name's Ryan. I'm from Rockford.
What's up? I'm also from Rockford, so this is like really cool to have you on here.
Squad.
How are you doing, man?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Let's just tell people what you do. Let's just start out there. A little bit more in depth.
I'm a graffiti writer, and I paint murals now mostly for companies, corporations, your uncle who has a garage, anybody.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight.
So when people hear graffiti writer right off the bat, they're probably 80% of the population, probably more, is like, oh, like this guy's like a fucking like degenerate and like.
I was a degenerate. I mean, I still kind of am.
Yeah. Can we kind of let's just start right off the bat and for people who are completely unaware of like what graffiti is or whatever, because I feel like everyone associates graffiti with like gang activity, gang violence, everything like that. Whereas like what you do is more like expressive.
Yeah, I mean, what I do now is more expressive. I think like graffiti in its root is it's defacing people's property. It's writing on shit. You know what I mean? With style, style writing, graffiti writing. It's however you want to call it. That's really like the stigma that people are like freaked out by. It's like, oh, it's just some tagger shit, some scribbles. Well, yeah, it starts out like that, and then it evolves, and it evolves, and it evolves, and you end up with a pretty refined product, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I still write on shit, though,
Yeah.
in between it all.
Yeah. The reason why I wanted you to kind of like break it down a little bit was like for people who like really don't get it, like as they're like going through this interview, maybe like they understand like why, like as you like start explaining more as to like why you do this, because some people are like, well, what's the point? So like, why do you?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So like, what drew you to graffiti then?
I guess what drew me to it mainly is really just like, because like where we're from in Rockford, there wasn't much of a scene at all. So like I was a skater growing up, and like my best friend's older brother was best friends with an established graffiti writer at the time. So like I just immediately thought it was cool as hell. And like I was already artistically inclined my whole life. I've always been drawing and shit. So when I saw these kids coming in, we'd be having sleepovers after the skate park, and his older brothers come in with like paint on their fingers, and they're all hyped up, and they have these stories. I was just hooked. I wanted to do it, and like I'd started, and I never stopped.
It's like the adrenaline rush of like doing it.
Totally, yeah. I mean, once you go out and you do your first, whether it be a tag or if you creep out at night and you're doing fill-in or a whole piece or whatever, and you see that the day after still there, and you're like, yeah, I did that, like, that's like an unexplainable feeling.
Yeah.
At least from my stance.
What was when was the first time you ever went out and did like something that wasn't just like a scribble, like it was like a big...
Man, so we used to paint in Rockford. There's this skate spot. Well, it's not a skate spot anymore, but it was Flynn Middle School, and there was a train bridge like right around the corner from there. That was really like the first time I ever painted anything, was under the train bridge, and that was in the daytime. But then like once I learned about other graffiti writers, I was like, oh, you have to go out at night and do this. So for like the first, I want to say 5 years I was doing graffiti, I was doing it all by myself. Like as a shorty, walking miles at night in Rockford to go paint one spot and then walk miles home. Yeah.
Nobody ever like stopped you like just
hell
walking
yeah,
down the street at night there?
Bro, I've been arrested more times than you would probably think. Mostly all in Rockford. Too.
Oh yeah. They got nothing better to do out there. They're really cracking down on you for just walking outside.
Yeah. Well, it was a weird adjustment for me moving out here because like I feel like I honestly have some PTSD from the police in Rockford. And like I'm like sketched out being out at night, but here it's normal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In Rockford, the cop's gonna roll on you if they see you.
Yeah.
Like no questions asked. White, black, brown, no questions asked. So that took me a while to kind of get my bearings with that. You could be out here all night and nobody's gonna fucking say shit to you, unless you're in the wrong neighborhood. You know?
Yeah. So that was that the biggest thing when it came to like the move from Chicago or from Rockford to Chicago then was
Yeah.
in terms of the graffiti.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a huge abundance of it here. I mean, I actually moved from Asheville to here.
Okay.
So like I lived in Asheville, North Carolina.
Why were you down in Asheville?
I chased a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you doing graffiti down in Asheville then too?
Yep. I still have some stuff up out there. Asheville's a really great town, great city.
Yeah.
Stoked to visit. I couldn't live there any longer though.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've been doing graffiti for how long now?
23 years.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. And you're
I'm 38. I started when I was 15.
23 years, man.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Over half my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. But what else? You were doing other things in between, like with the graffiti too, creatively as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing the rapping thing for a while. Honestly, I started rapping as a result of being on parole for graffiti.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, when was this? Like, let's break out on a timeline now. So you were in Rockford.
I was in Rockford. I was painting heavy racks, like, you know, doing the graffiti thing, like
Yeah.
full throttle, till about 2006, when I actually got sentenced and like locked up for a year, and then coming out of that, since I was on parole, I like couldn't really do graffiti, so I was like, I'm gonna start this battle rap shit, and I went and I won a freestyle MC tournament at Mary's, and then
Wait, Mary's place?
yeah,
Awesome.
I got a check for that, and then I bought studio time, and it kind of just snowballed into this thing.
What?
Yeah, bro. Like it was like an accident, to be real with you. Like the rapping thing was like an accident and like a happy accident.
Right.
And like a chapter I've closed. Like I don't rap no more.
Yeah.
But
if
it was tight.
but if a cipher got, going, you could jump in.
I would have to not be sober, and you won't catch me. Like I don't really drink that much anymore. Right? So it's,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it stoned.
No.
That's for sure.
So wait, so you're rapping, but you got kind of good. You went on a tour with
Yeah, bro. So my old music manager was actually Immortal Technique's first tour manager.
Okay.
And he's got he's
Yeah.
got executive production
battle
credits.
rapper here, man.
So he kind of had some connections with people out on the West Coast through the medical marijuana industry, which G-Eazy's mom is like a taste tester for a dispensary at the time back in the day. So this is like 2010. And so, I don't know, stars aligned. We met him down in New Orleans at Loyola and went on a tour and like kind of did that for like 3 years. And then
You toured for 3 years.
pretty much, well, on and off.
Wait,
yeah.
so were you still doing graffiti at the time, or is it just rapping at the time?
It was mostly rapping.
Yeah.
It was graffiti outside of Illinois, but because I was on parole.
Okay. So what's that statute like? What's like the limitations with that then? Like you just couldn't do it in Illinois.
No, I couldn't do it anywhere.
Oh,
but
okay.
if I did it in Illinois, it was a suspended sentence. So it'd be like, if I got caught in Illinois, I would go straight to the joint for 2 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like having a chance to fight it or catch probation or any of that. I was just so far up in. I've been caught so many fucking times. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's some toy shit, but I had been caught so many times. It wasn't worth risking it in Illinois for me
no.
at that point. Yeah.
So wait, how many times had you gotten caught
By that time,
before you got like sentenced?
oh fuck, probably like 10 or 12 like misdemeanor arrests. I want to say.
And then just like slapping you on the wrist and sending you home type shit.
And then I got a felony for painting like highway walls on 39,
Yeah.
like coming into the city from 90. And while on felony probation for that, I got caught painting trains. Actually, someone ratted on us. So they investigated us for 9 days. It was me and 2 other guys that I used to paint with every day. We lived in a place together. Investigated us for 9 days, bro. Fucking stacks of photographs they took of us. From smoking weed on my porch to painting trains. Yeah.
You guys were that much of a problem?
Yeah.
Was this in Rockford still, too?
Yeah, this is in
Rockford.
Rockford.
No wonder. Yeah.
Front page of the newspaper was the year Morrissey got elected. Front page of the newspaper.
You still got the newspaper somewhere?
Yeah. Press conference they held with everything that they rated out of our homes, our parents' homes. Like they caught big criminals, you know. We were painting freight trains.
You were a celebrity.
Yeah.
Were you still writing at Stuk back then, or?
Yep.
Oh damn! So how long is it? It's been all 23 years. Has it been Stuk? Or?
No, I want to say about 20. I first started writing the name Wave, Wave, and then I wrote Deft, Depht. Or no, I'm sorry, not Deft. I fucked with that before I wrote Wave, but I never like actually wrote it.
Right.
I wrote Fuss, Phus. That was like the first name I wrote when I got put on with like a crew and like people who knew what they were doing. But then I got popped right away. So
Yeah.
like the day after I had to paint with somebody, so I changed my name. And like actually a homie who didn't even write graffiti gave me my name that I have now.
Really?
Yeah, I was sitting in his room. We were like smoking joints of swag because like you couldn't even find good weed back then, you know, like especially in Rockford. And I wrote the alphabet out and I was just picking letters and like making combinations. And I was
Yeah.
like, I think I'm gonna write the name Tusk. And my buddy like thought about it for a second.
You just rearranged the words.
And he looked at
Or
me.
the
He's like,
letters.
"You should write stuck, like stuck on the wall." And I was like, And I wrote it. I did a tag, and I was like, "Stuck it is." And
Yeah.
it just ran
Isn't
with it.
It's always crazy when people who like aren't like directly involved with what you're doing give you like the best idea
Oh, hell
for
yeah.
some shit, and then you just run with it.
It happens more than you think, too.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, because you're so like I think it's just like a thing where like you're so focused.
tunnel vision.
Yeah, and they're coming in with a clear mind. They're like this, and you're like, holy fuck, like
Right.
that's like really good.
Yeah, I always like to hear like people outside of like the I don't know. I don't want to call it like outside of that circle. I like their opinions, like outside perspective. You know.
So, you got in a lot of trouble for this shit.
Yeah, bro.
So like, what over the years, what like keeps you coming back to it? Like, what makes graffiti like?
I'm obsessed with learning how to do every fucking possible thing I can with a spray can. Like, that's literally it. Like,
Yeah.
I want to learn how to know every technique there is. Like, I want to be able to paint photorealism, and I want to paint, like, the illest graffiti traditional burners you can, and everything in between. That's purely it at this point. Like, and now, like, people want to pay me for it, so that's even better.
So let's talk about that. You got in so much fucking trouble over the entire life. Probably you've had to pay so many fucking fees, like whatever.
Hella.
And now people are like coming around. They're like, "Hey, dude, like I want to pay you a bunch of money to do like what is considered to be illegal when you were just doing it to practice, basically."
Right, yeah.
And now people want to like ad agent, like Google wants to give you a fucking check to paint the headquarters.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a trip. You know what I think it is? A lot of is like people my age are like the people doing the cutting the checks and stuff nowadays.
Okay,
know?
so all the people who grew up seeing that shit
Right.
and like thinking, oh, maybe they weren't participating, but they're
Right.
like, this shit's cool.
This is like nostalgic for them, you know, or it's like the edgy thing that they always wanted to be a part of that they
Right.
couldn't, and now they can buy their way in, which is like, depends how you want to look at that, but like I'm definitely gonna take a check to keep doing what I love to do.
Right.
You know? Like,
I mean, yeah, dude, you should be able to make money on this shit.
Hell yeah.
You sacrificed a lot.
yeah, I mean, I knew what I was getting into when I started, though. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, I think I had a lot of like I don't know, like I held on to that for a long time, guilt and like shit, but it's like, whatever, it's over with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude. Sorry, wait, we can
Oh,
pause.
good.
We can pause real quick. I just want to make sure that the cameras are in focus. I forgot the really make sure of that this time. Okay. All right, my bad. Sorry, I didn't want to get this far in.
And we're all blurred out.
I will say that.
Feel like it is a graffiti interview.
Automatically, but then I hit record.
Okay.
Recording.
Cool. All right, that's fine. My bad. I just it just hit my brain because like last couple of times they were like a little fucked up. So my bad. All right, we're good though. All right, so we can carry on from that conversation.
Shit, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
You know, we can carry on.
I smoke hella weed. Where were we just leave off at?
We were talking about now that you're finally like getting
Yeah.
paid for
Oh yeah. It's a trip, man. I don't even remember.
Is anybody giving you any pushback for like using this as a way to get paid, like graffiti? Is that kind of like?
Yes and no. Like it's typically people that feel that they should have gotten paid instead of me.
Oh, okay.
You feel me?
Yeah. But
I'm trying to be careful, but like it's just jealous motherfuckers that push back, you know? Like, and it's typically people who feel like because they've been here longer, they deserve more, and that's not the case in anything. So
yeah, because you're not from here. This
Right.
is where you make the majority of your money here in Chicago.
yes, yeah, correct.
And there's people that have been here their whole lives that do the same thing as you, and they're okay.
But they never, it's crazy is they never say anything to me. They say it to people who know me, or possibly the client who's hiring me, or,
I feel like, is that just like the nature of like graffiti just being something that's like very territorial though, like in a way?
Yeah, but it's like you fight over it from like my class of graffiti. So like if we're not fighting over it, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like
Break that down a little bit more for me.
like if you have an issue with me doing something, you're either A, gonna erase me off the walls, or
Right.
B, we're gonna fight for it. Like that's kind of how graffiti is, like, to be real. And if we're not gonna fight about it and you're not gonna go over me, then my name shouldn't be in your mouth in any negative connotation. Like,
Right.
to be real, it just makes other people look weak to me. I don't know. Like, I could get on the internet and talk shit about A, B, C, D, but what does that do for me? And what does that do for them? Like, it makes you look stupid while you're trying to make them look stupid. And then people who would potentially want to hire you, who also have to use your social media for those jobs, are seeing that on your social media, and they don't want to fuck with you. It's because you put yourself out there like an idiot.
Right. You're
Yeah.
just crying on the internet all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I used to kind of do that, bro, but like experience will teach you. Shut up on that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
No, and the sooner that you realize it, the better then too.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I try to tell people like I'm a pretty like loudly opinionated person about a lot of the stuff I do, but I'm also like while I'm being opinionated, I'm giving game in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing is, like, obviously you know your shit.
Yeah.
And like I feel like a lot of people need to realize like sometimes criticism is just constructive.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And you care about this shit so much that you just want the best for everyone when you're saying that.
Facts. Yep. A lot of people just, they want to have their head rubbed and told they did a great job.
Yeah.
And, I want that too. But like, I also want to be told I fucking suck when I fucking suck. Because how else do you get better when you fuck, Like, I don't know. Like,
Definitely.
there's that whole corny thing that like mistakes and failures are the best teachers,
Yeah.
They say it for a reason. It's corny to hear it, but they say it for a reason.
No, definitely. Do you think a lot of that is, I feel like there's egos in every field in art or just like anything in general. Do you feel like maybe because of the fact that like graffiti is so like, it's really your name?
Yeah, it's ego driven as
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, ego is a major player in this world because you're putting your name or your crew up, and it's essentially about being better than everybody.
Yeah.
Or the most, maybe not better, but the most seen. I think better is maybe the wrong word. Definitely the most seen, the most up. Yeah. I want to be the best, just at application. Like,
Okay.
I've done the getting up thing, and it didn't work for me. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. You're just rushing through trying to get anywhere?
yeah, well, I just got in trouble a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm actually the first year I moved out here, I caught another felony. So it's, that was kind of where I hung the hat up. You know, I was like, yeah, I think I'm good on the trains.
Oh, is that where the majority of your...
Trains, yeah, because so in like the state of Illinois, criminal damage over $300 is a felony.
And trains just happen to...
I mean, you touch a fucking train with anything, it's over $300 in damage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
Bro, if you break a windshield on a BMW that's probably over $300, that's a felony. Like, people don't realize it.
Fuck. No, I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah.
but... I mean, why would
It's
why would
literally-
anyone have to know that? You know what I mean?
It's
If you're not-
literally the same charge as tagging on a train, though. It's criminal damage to property. It's not even vandalism in the state of Illinois.
because it's over. Like, but it was like $2.99. It's not.
I don't even know what they would call it now. It might still just be criminal damage to property. Like the first year I ever got arrested, it was a vandalism charge, and then in like 2006 they changed it, which was the year I got sent away. You know, that
Yeah.
election year. They changed it to criminal damage from vandalism. So when it was vandalism, it could be $3,000 and up was a felony.
Yeah.
Then they changed it to $300 and below, you know, and up. I mean, sorry.
Was that like, when you got sent away, was that like a political thing that they were really trying to like clean up Rockford?
Yeah,
and,
I'm
like,
pretty sure it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that's also interesting is the way that like politics really like play a role with
Well-
that, especially out here in Chicago. You can't even buy fucking spray paint out here.
Yeah,
Legally.
it's been like that forever. I've heard stories, you know, and opinions about like the mayor in Rockford whenever I got arrested. That it was kind of like his way to prove that he's actually doing things because he wasn't doing shit that year. You know, seems a little far fetched to me. That like that arresting me was his saving grace to stay in office.
You were the martyr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks for those thoughts, but like that's not what happened, you know?
No.
The guy just took advantage of a situation. So the rest is history with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You seem to like, just from talking to you, you seem like a person that really like kind of like just lets go of the past and like you don't like dwell on it.
Yeah, it's a newfound thing for me though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that.
No, dude, I carried guilt for a long, long time. But then when you sort of start to like prove that it works, you know, after a while,
Yeah.
and you're able to kind of be like, see, look, this is why I was doing this.
When was the
Maybe it
moment for
wasn't why, but you know,
that? When was that moment for you then?
man, when I did the Cubs stuff,
Yeah.
when I was like, you know, my dad's like a diehard baseball fan. Like he wanted to play pro ball. I played. I mean, I was a pretty excellent baseball player all the way through high school as a result of my dad putting me through like baseball camps and all that
Yeah.
shit. So when I got to go out on the pitcher's mound at Wrigley with my dad on the field on the foul line watching me, like that's pretty incredible, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
It made everything that happened prior.
I mean, my whole family was there.
Yeah. I remember seeing it on Facebook.
That was a sick
Yeah.
moment for me, for sure. Like,
That's dope. Throwing out the fucking first pitch.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
At Wrigley Field at like a 1 p.m.
hell yeah, and they won that day.
Were you scared?
Nah. I don't really have stage fright. I am kind of like
I'd be
weird.
scared as hell.
Dude.
Getting up there on a fucking mound and throwing a first pitch at a baseball game.
You've seen 50 Cent.
Yeah.
You've seen all those other ones fuck it up.
I kind of like was low key hoping I fucked up, so it ended up further out. You know, like yeah, put me on the ESPN blooper. Or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that,
like
you know?
that graffiti.
I should have
writer
done some
stuck.
dumb shit. I should have like thrown it up in the air and sprayed it or something.
Turned into a meme.
Yeah.
I was
And-
sleeping, dude. Fuck. Next time, maybe.
Yeah.
I might be doing some more shit with them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the Cubs seem like they've been doing a lot more with art. Can you explain what that how that collaboration came about though, real quick, for people who might
Yeah.
not be familiar with it?
So shit, that was what, 2 years ago now?
Shit, 2
guy-
years ago. Fuck. Oh, yeah, because last time we were, damn.
Yeah, because of quarantine just like erased a year from
I
us.
know, it's crazy.
But
Things
a
that
guy
didn't
by the
happen.
name of John Morrison, who was the former brand director for the Cubs at the time, reached out to me and just sort of was like, hey, I have this idea about a collaboration with the Cubs, and I want to have you and a couple people in on it. Called a meeting, me, Amuse, 126, and Merlot.
Are these all guys that are in your crew, too?
Yeah, yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
One of them's no longer in the crew, but that's like a relationship thing. We don't need to get into that.
No, yeah, we don't have to.
But so we met and we heard this guy out, and we pushed forward on it, and we ended up designing a giveaway hat. He put together a program. I'm getting ahead of myself here. John put together a program. It's called the Cubs Creators, and it's basically a whole incentive to do some giveaway hats, some merchandise items, some live activations, some prints, and kind of just put more of a creative lane into that, that company, the Cubs. And I think it worked out pretty well. I ended up designing a giveaway hat, did a print. We were gonna do a retail collaboration with New Era, but there was some MLB was pushing back on some logos.
I heard they're really tough to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just didn't fit the time frame. Hopefully, maybe this year, if not next year, we're looking at something in that lane as well.
Yeah.
With the Cubs again. They're working this year with. Since then, John has left the Cubs. John, the guy who hired us to work with them.
Right.
And him and Amuse co-founded a company which now I work for full time, and it's called Company Inc. So now the Cubs Creator Series is run by a different group of people, and they're doing different stuff. So I'm not as tapped in with that anymore, but that's how it started. It was this John Morrison, who's a good dude.
So, what's the new company that you're working with full time?
It's called Company Inc.
Company
INQ.
And then, what are you doing there then?
I'm like the creative lead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, what is the company like? What's their like brand mission?
It's
like?
a creative design agency. Basically, anything creative, we can do it, or we can find someone to do it, and it'll be dope.
Yeah. Is it a small team then, or?
Yeah, right now, it's just me and John. Amuse actually resigned from the company and has now moved to Bristol, Connecticut.
Oh, damn.
So, so I'm kind of handling a lot more than I planned on, but it's cool, man. I like it.
Yeah. Is this like the first like I want to say like corporate like gig that you kind of done like full time, or freelance probably is probably.
Yeah, it kind of really hasn't changed anything for me much, like as far as like work goes.
Yeah.
Other than like I have other people full time working with me on it at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is great because I am not email friendly.
No.
I don't like people calling my phone. I'm like an old grumpy guy, like low key.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn type shit. You know? But yeah, that's great. And he sources work and stuff like that. I just handle all the creative, and I consult with other artists if I'm not the artist working on the job. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Dude,
it's cool.
That's awesome, man. What were like some other jobs that like you kind of like worked like while you were doing graffiti, like before it got to this point where you're like getting all this money for the murals and
like just like
collaboration,
civilian jobs.
Yeah, like what was,
Man, I was always in the kitchen.
yeah.
Like right after I got out of the joint, I worked in a flooring warehouse, and I delivered flooring. And
Lonnie's carpet.
I can't remember the Benchmark Flooring.
Oh shit.
So my grandpa actually used to own a flooring business called Linman's Carpet Manor. It was on South Alpine back in the day.
Yep.
And he eventually retired and sold off the company. Well, all his salesmen started this company, Benchmark, and they hired me kind of like as a like pity hire coming out of prison for out of respect for my grandfather.
Yeah.
And I fucked that up. I got fired from that job. So then I was in kitchens for years, and I ended up eventually moving to Asheville, North Carolina. That was the last job I really had.
Yeah.
And I was a chef in a kitchen. I don't want to say exec chef because it wasn't like a fancy restaurant.
No.
They called me kitchen manager.
Yeah.
They didn't even technically call me chef. It was a farm-to-table, all organic, locally sourced wood-fire pizza kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
It was a cool little hipster spot.
Yeah, you're a pizza maker, graffiti
Yeah.
writer. You're a man. You're a man of many talents.
Yeah, bro, I've worn a lot of hats, that's for sure. I worked at campus actually for, about a year before they got shut down.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Red.
So talk about kind of like that with going from the street into like the gallery setting, because that's something I've seen you like even since I started like following your work, because I think I got introduced to your work in like 2017, 2016, around then.
I think it was probably like the first year I was really like making any kind of noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got introduced to your work, and around that time is when you really started doing like more murals, but also getting into galleries. So kind of talk about that with the way that graffiti writers can take their work from the streets, but then put it on like a gallery wall and like make it marketable for galleries.
Yeah, I mean, I think galleries are dope, like as a way to kind of get your foot in the door to a bigger audience in a less niche audience, you know? Because, I mean, depending on the gallery, there could be anything from like photorealism shows to like abstract to street art or whatever, or it could be a straight street art gallery that,
Right.
you know, whatever have you. For me, it was really just like visiting galleries beforehand, meeting artists, meeting curators, meeting gallery owners, kind of like building relationships and feeling it out before I ever even gave it a shot. Because, like, I don't want to, like, make a bunch of money for somebody who I think is a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And not to say that I know I'm going to make any money off my art, because that's always, like, that's the most terrifying thing about it for me is, like, okay, I'm going to put my heart and soul for a year into a show and then hang it up and, like, hope something good happens.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that shit's scary, bro.
Yeah. No, especially if you're doing it on your own and you don't have like that good like gallery backing.
Yeah, yeah. And like to be real with you, like I did one solo show. I did it at Chicago True Born. It was like I think it was 2016 or 2017. And I did really well, but like looking back on it, like the show was awful to me. You know what I mean? Just like the quality of the work. Like
Really?
I just know so much more now. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
but I think that's every artist and how they feel about their past work.
Totally. Yeah. I really want to do it again, but I don't want to do it in a gallery. Like, I want to do it on my own.
Like
Social
what do you
media
mean?
and all this shit right
Oh, yeah,
now.
you don't-
Like, we don't need some person who bought a building that they can hang artwork in validating shit.
Right, but I think there also needs to be a point though that you have a following. You put in the time.
True.
And,
Yeah.
you've done that. Like,
Yeah, very true.
you know, like,
Touche.
yeah, you can't be the guy that's in like painting for
I-
like a year, like all of a sudden, like
You're right. 100%. I very much agree with you there.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the smarter move to, you know, start out in a gallery for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I totally agree with you now more than ever. With people like you who have built their followings, I think we're gonna start seeing the migration away from the traditional gallery.
Yeah.
And these gallery owners are gonna have to like switch up their like ways of like doing business. 'Cause
100%.
they need people like you more than you need them now. Which
Yeah.
is incredible for you.
It is. It's great for me, but it's a little troubling too. Like especially when you're friends with some of the gallery owners
Yeah.
who want to
No,
show your
definitely.
work, and then like value comes into play and all that shit, and that's no fun. So don't be friends with the gallery owner. Just be business partners. You know what I mean?
That's good advice.
Yeah,
Because
I think so.
Yeah. I think also too, like going back to like galleries is, I mean, when they take away their percentages or whatever, I wanted to kind of ask you is like, is it better for you as an artist to sell something for, let's say you sold something for like 15 grand, let's just say. Is it better for you to sell that thing for 15 grand in a gallery and they take 50%? Or for you personally, would it be better for you just to do your own show and sell it for like 7,500? Like, let's just say that.
I mean, it depends, I suppose.
Yeah.
Obviously, financially, it makes more sense for you to sell it yourself and not be paying somebody else off your back. But
Right.
if that gallery is properly promoting you, is, you know, using their resources as well as they should be, then it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because you could privately sell a painting, you know, for whatever dollar amount you're happy with,
Yeah.
but the only people seeing it are you and that person buying it, right?
Yeah.
If the painting does hang in the gallery that's open for a month before it sells, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's opened every single person that's walked into that gallery up to your name, your style, your art,
Yeah.
you know, and you might have gained fans off it. So it's really depends what you want to do, I guess, you know. For me, I just I don't want to pay, like, it's hard for me at this point, like, to justify giving 50% away to somebody if they're not working as hard as me on it.
Yeah.
You know, even with some of, like, the mural projects, you know, some of the people I work with should justifiably be getting paid as much as I get paid,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And it doesn't always work out that way. So it's kind of weird because it goes both directions, you know, where it's like you feel like you're getting robbed on one side, and then on the other side of the career, you feel like you're doing the robbing.
Yeah. No, it's really a tough balance, and I think it varies person to person of what the
100%,
value
yeah.
is. But I think more and more, like, it's good to have like these conversations and for people to kind of like really dictate like what works for them and like what isn't.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I think try everything, bro. Like, how are you ever going to know if you like it or if it works if you don't try it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't, like, fool yourself either. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
What would you say are like good ways for like people who are like starting out, like, because I've talked to a couple different graffiti writers that are now trying to like kind of get more into the space where you're getting into, where they're like doing this like illegal shit is like just too much, like it's too risky, whatever, I don't want to fuck with it anymore, I want to get paid for it. What are some best ways to like not really get started but like protect themselves in terms of like their time and like their craft when it comes to like being paid or whatever? Like, what are some things that like you've learned over the years?
I mean, you can't, like, you have to have a portfolio. You know what I mean? Like, you can't take an interview with like a potential corporate client and show them a bunch of flicks of like rooftops and like train spots and shit, you know?
Right.
Like,
So what was in your portfolio when you started?
good question. I was kind of like reaching for that.
You're like, oh shit.
Man, like, to be honest with you, bro, like, how it really started for me was like a couple people who were like close friends or whatever gave me opportunities to do little things here and there.
Yeah.
And that's what like kind of got the juices flowing for me. But like when I moved here, Juan, Revise, hired me to do like all these little signage jobs. It was like menu boards and like
Oh, damn.
like event signage for Goose Island and stuff like that. And that's really what got the ball rolling.
Was
for me.
that hand painted or was that with a can too?
Both,
Both,
hand
okay.
painted and with a can. It just kind of was like circumstantial as far as like what the event was or whatever.
Yeah.
But I did that for like the first 2 years, and then the more I was like painting on the street, like doing like permission walls and stuff, like traffic, people stop you in traffic, like really being present and like doing friendly, you have to be marketable, you know what I mean, with your
Yeah.
artwork.
Okay.
It's that would be like what I'm trying to get at is you have to be able to sell it. So if like you're trying to get paid off of like scratchy filled in letters, that's not going to happen, you know, because who's going to sell that?
You gotta make something sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think about what you want to do. Like really fucking think about it. I still don't even know what I'm doing with my art, you know? Like I'm kind of going with the flow, bro, admittedly. I'm going with what works and I'm trying new things all the time. And that's kind of prevented me from like honing in on one thing outside of just like graffiti letters.
Yeah. Well, I think that's with everyone until something like sticks, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like I think that everyone is just like, you just try shit until like something hits.
Right.
And a lot of the time too, I think like the thing that like hits, it might not even be like the thing like you really think is going to. It's just like
100%.
yeah, it's
Yep.
just like some shit that like
Man, I've been hired to do like straight up alley replicas and stuff like where people just want shitty ass alley graffiti.
Really?
Like, I've gotten paid good money for that kind of thing.
oh for like inside of like clubs and stuff type of thing,
yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
damn dude. So what's the craziest thing that somebody's like asked you to do for money, like with like graffiti? Is it like that kind of stuff, or
Crazy in terms of like
like you're like damn, like you really want to pay me for this?
yeah. Yeah, pretty much like the alley kind of like stuff that I would do for free, you know,
Yeah.
anyways, and possibly go to jail for. Like, you know, tags, like just writing my name, like over
People
and
just
over.
paid you to write your name over and over.
Yeah, so Spin, you know what Spin is? It's like a little ping pong bar downtown. Their bathrooms.
Okay.
Both
Oh,
of-
they want you to tag their bathrooms?
Yeah, I mean I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Paid us a few $1,000 to go in there and just go ham, you know.
What? That's pretty sick, though.
It's great. I love
Yeah.
it.
What the fuck? I didn't know that was like a thing that like. It just shows you there, like as long as you have a skill, like you can make money with it somehow.
I got hired to do like the Air Max campaign for Nike just because of like being an air crew. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's weird ass shit. Like they pay attention. You know?
Yeah. How the fuck do they find you though?
Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't have a proprietary website.
Yeah.
Like the company I work for, we have one, but you
They
know.
just cold DM you and they're like, hey, like we want to chat with you or whatever.
Yep.
You have like an email link to it or anything
Yep.
too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Emails usually, but you know, though most of everything I've done in the last 7 years has been as a result of having an Instagram profile.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy if you think about it. Like, what's the point of having a website if it's that successful?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't blame anyone. Websites are expensive as fuck too, especially you got like an e-commerce one too. It's like if you're not actively like selling shit like
Right.
every single day, it's not even worth it.
Right, I agree.
But like, what's your relationship with Instagram like then? Like, do you have like a way that like you post or?
Man, I don't have any kind of formula really. I'm only recently trying to like do things somewhat formulaic, you know.
Yeah.
But I really, man, I'll just post it. I'll post like the best photo I can of what I painted. Mm-hmm. I'll usually like hashtag my name, Chicago, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I don't really put much thought into it beyond that. Recently, I've been doing like the reels and just kind of trying to like every time I do a project, steps throughout the day so that like I can like release a video, that like 1 minute video of that, and then like after that's lived and breathed for a couple days, I post the photo, and that's been working out all right. It's been like a pretty solid incline of like new followers and like, you know, more eyes since I've started doing that. But like I don't really know how much I give a fuck about that, to be honest with you.
No, yeah. I mean, you're a dude that's always done stuff that's like, I think the culture of graffiti, like, I don't know if it translates like super well to like something like Instagram in terms of like
not at
the
all.
personality aspect that's behind like the craft.
Yeah, that's something, honestly, it's interesting you bring it up because like I think about it all the time on whether I should be like more personal on Instagram, whether I should like show my face and talk on the Instagram.
Right.
Because like I'm not really hiding my face these days anymore. Like I'm
No.
not like.
I mean, you're here right
I'm
now.
not. Yeah, I'm not out there like I'm not the biggest, baddest illegal graffiti writer. Like that's not me.
Yeah.
So like I wonder if I should do that because, like, is that going to make people want more? But then, like, do I want to do that to make people want more?
Yeah, I think that's the weird balance with being an artist is like how much personal, like, because you can sell a story,
Right. Yeah.
you know, like somebody could see like this interview that we're doing, hear your story, and be like, wow, like I really want to like buy from this guy now because like he got real candid and like like
Yeah,
he talk-
true.
this and that. But then also it's like, or do you want them just to like really fuck with the work?
Yeah.
It's like that weird balance.
I mean, that's kind of where I lean, I think.
Yeah.
But the reality of it for me is like, I want this to be my, what keeps me alive.
Yeah.
So it's like if I have to step outside of my comfort zone to like improve the quality of that, then
Yes, sir.
Then I'm going to. You know what I mean? So yeah, I expect some things,
Yeah.
some changes, some newer shit. Yeah. I'm really excited about this Rockford mural.
So yeah, and you know what? That's perfect because I just was about to bring that up. And that's kind of like how I wanted to tie this whole story together was, you had all them issues in Rockford with the police or whatever, and they're now going to give you a wall in Rockford
Yeah,
to
man.
do.
It's pretty dope. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a wall right downtown, across the street from the police station.
Which is even crazier.
Yeah.
And the courthouse.
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
crackhead bus station.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing 5 portraits on this wall, and that's not something you've seen from me yet, really.
That's even more exciting.
Yeah, it's really dope. I'm excited about it. I've been practicing. I've been sharpening that blade, and I think I'm ready to make some new waves.
Yeah.
And do some shit that people don't expect from me, and that's really exciting to me.
Yeah. I mean, beyond it being exciting, like, is there almost like because if I were you, I would feel like almost, what's like a good word? Like it was almost like a redemption story.
Oh, hell yeah. Full circle
know?
moment. That's what I keep telling people. It's like a full circle moment for me, where it's like, I'm back where I started, but I'm like 10,000 times better than where I started, like in every level of life.
Like from front page on the newspaper, like that's going to be crazy because somebody's got to do the story.
They interviewed my mom this week. I know that. Randomly.
Really?
My mom's like, I'm a mother of a celebrity. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? She's like, I just got interviewed about you. And I was like, okay.
I just think it would be so insane if on the front page of the paper they had like the old front page with the new one with you.
Dude, that's a great idea.
I might have to put you in contact with someone.
That's a great idea.
I know a guy that could make that happen. And
Yeah, I should make a T-shirt. With that.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. You make that T-shirt, I'm buying 100. You need to hit a Balta and like run an RKFD one.
What's that?
Hey, he needs to hit me up.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do a shirt with him for a while.
That's how I first got put on to you, is him. When you did that.
Oh, the little fashion show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I fuck with that because, like, I'm like one of the main guys behind the Covert Empire. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh, I
with
remember
that.
the Covert Empire. I remember that's how I got put on to like. It was some random dude who was a few years older than me in high school. Was like, who Gabe Giz is, and like when they were really rapping.
Yeah. Yep.
And then that's how I heard about you guys with the Covert stuff, and you guys were way ahead of anything that was supposed to be happening in Rockford at the time.
Definitely. Yeah.
You guys were doing the resale vintage shit like 10 years ago.
Yeah, we did a lot of shit that people. It's funny, man. Like, I think about it sometimes because, like, I'll be like, man, like, I want this so much in life and shit. And I'm like, why is it taking so long? But then, like, you reflect a little bit longer and you're like, holy shit, I was doing shit. Like, I've been through this already. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. I don't know. Like, we just were doing what we liked, bro. Like, it wasn't really a lot of thought behind it, to be honest with you. Yo, you want to do this battle rap shit? Let's go do it. And then we win. And let's go on tour. We're on tour with the fucking guy who's like a million times more famous than I'll ever be now. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's weird, but it's cool. And the Covert Empire, dude. Check it out. There's still some old ass videos of me rapping, some old ass videos of me painting on their YouTube channel.
Dude, you guys were so ahead of like everything that was going on down there.
I think honestly there are high 8 videos from like that's how far back we were like putting videos on YouTube, like that quality, like high 8.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I feel like I've seen some of them videos before.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing you guys were flipping Tommy Hilfiger vintage like thrifted shit like
Yeah, I don't work with him anymore, but I'm pretty sure he's still doing all that.
Yeah.
Days. I almost said his real name. Days. Yeah, that was like my OG too, man. He taught me everything I know about graffiti.
yeah.
He's a good guy.
Oh, man, I think we covered a lot. Do you have anything else you want to add before?
Man, check us out, thecompanyinc.com, company, COMPANYINQ.com. Follow me, Stuk.One. Thank you guys.
Dude, thank you for coming, man. Thank you for sharing all the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. Like
That's what I'm here for.
I mean, no, but yeah, but I appreciate you sharing that story because, like, I think some people are gonna get a better understanding what graffiti is and a little bit more appreciation for it when they see it and like realize like why people do this shit, man. I think that's
100%.
and the redemption story is gonna be sick, and I can't wait for that mural to go up.
Yeah, man. I'm doing Fred Van Fleet, Bing Liu, Michelle Williams, Angel Martinez, who's like this new young Olympic boxer, and Sarah Norden, who is the leader of the workers' union in Rockford. So it's all pretty influential, mixed kind of vibe.
Yeah, man.
Pushing for like the younger creative leaders kind of to showcase.
Yeah, dude. That's. Yeah.
I wanted to get a couple other people in there, but the
Only
city's
so
the
much
one
space.
paying the bill. I really wanted to
yeah.
honor Paradise. Like that's the only person I had pitched in the original mock-up.
It was who?
Paradise, Rob Walsh.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
He was a great dude.
Yeah.
And he, a lot of motherfuckers love that dude, and
Yeah,
myself
that-
included.
That was a really sad day for Rockford when
Yeah, bro.
that happened.
He was a good guy, always smiling, always smiling. Like, it's you know, like you hear other people talk about their friends like that after they've gone, but like until it happens to you, you understand why. Like that feeling, like man, it's taken short.
Yeah.
Next one, next Rockford Wall, I'll get him up there.
They're gonna give you another one after this. I know it.
Yeah,
They just gotta see the vision when people.
100%. Yeah.
When people really see it.
I mean, to be honest with you, dude, who knows? Maybe in the next 5 years, I'm back there and I'm picking who's painting the murals.
I think that would be.
I think
Fully
I'm gonna
just.
end up back in Rockford at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame anyone, man.
Well, I can't be mad about what's going on there if I'm not in there trying to improve it.
Yeah.
So
No, that's true. And there's a lot of people that stay out there still that are extremely dope and doing really
Hell
dope
yeah.
shit.
and it's only an hour away, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe I just
It's cheaper.
maybe I buy a house out there and then just commute here for
Yeah.
other shit. Yeah.
Fuck it, man.
But I do have a really nice studio out here, so it's like, you guys should come by.
No, definitely. Anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll slide through.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the best thing about this motherfucker. I was gonna say when he was talking about like, tips about people needing to figure out how to start selling their work and work with galleries. That motherfucker, he's just a genuine dude too. In order to be represented by people or to get your way into doing business with people, you need to be somewhat of a good person, right? They need to buy into your story and what you've done. Like, I remember the first time I met you was at Logan Blue Line when you were painting the rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And ever since I would see you, whether it be at, Fullerton in Milwaukee or at the Mega Mall, like, you and painting with the Muse or whoever, like, they would allow me to come hang with them. Like, sometimes motherfuckers don't want to be talked to, like, while they're painting and, like, doing their shit, but, like, that motherfucker would always allow me to, like, hang with him and shit like that. So I think that's another part of why people like you is because you are likable as well,
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
I just
It's
try
that
to treat
Rockford hospitality.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what's always been hammered into me since I was a shorty is the golden rule, man. Treat others how you want to be treated.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's simple.
And when you come from a smaller town, you really got to make sure you're on that shit because
Facts.
everyone can have an opinion of you in a matter of a day.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
And now when you're out here, and dude, I'm reminded every single day how fucking small this city actually is. Even though there's millions of people here, small ass city and everyone knows each other.
Yep.
Like how crazy is it that like, you know, like you and I knew each other. Nico knows of you even before you lived out here.
Yeah,
Like you knew.
since MySpace, bro.
Yeah, since
Really?
MySpace. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
My
Like the-
cousin, my cousin told me about Air Crew when I was in Hawaii, 2008, my grandparents' 50th anniversary. And
Wow.
we were in Hawaii, and he was telling me about Air Crew. I
Wow.
was 13 or 14.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Small world, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Hey, that's cool, man. I'm happy to meet anybody, and like, yo, as long as like you're happy and respectful to me, you're gonna get that in return, dog.
Yes,
Forever. So
Love that, man.
yeah.
My man. This has been sick.
Oops.
All right.
Blooper reel. Let's do it again.
There we go. We always fuck it up. I don't even know why we try anymore. All right, y'all. You got anything? One last tidbit you want to drop on everyone?
Peace and love.
Peace and love, man. This has been the Late Night Dive. I'm your host, Jacob Polhill. We're here with Stuk. Make sure you check him out on his Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe, do that whole thing. We are out of here.